What is up, everybody? It is Owen Shapiro. We are doing our 2026 Eagles predictions. Okay, a lot of my friends are Eagles fans. I'm from Philadelphia. Obviously, I'm a Patriots fan because I was raised because my father season tickets for the Patriots ever since I was born. So ever since the 2001 season, he's had Patriots season tickets. So this is my prediction for the Eagles. Now, I have a lot of friends who are Eagles fans. And keep in mind, when it comes to Jalen Hurts, okay, my personal perspective is that excluding Matthew Stafford because he won MVP, no QB as of today that is in the NFL is better than Patrick Mahomes or even close to Patrick Mahomes except Jalen Hurts or Matthew Stafford. Hurts, in my opinion, is I'm waiting to see when he fails. He doesn't fail. He just doesn't fail. He doesn't fail at all. And honestly, like in my opinion, I actually think that he's way more successful than Lamar Jackson, way more successful than Joe Burrow, even more successful than Josh Allen. I mean, Joe Burrow is the player right under him and of the best top 10. But these are my predictions for each week of the Eagles season. Okay. So let's start it off against Washington. I say the Eagles win. I think Washington is so injury prone. They're getting inconsistent. How do you say they beat the Eagles? Then we have at the Tennessee Titans. Eagles win that. The Titans are rebuilding, and you're going against one of the top teams in the NFL. How do you beat the Eagles? All right, but then we go to the Bears. Eagles go on the road to the Bears. I think the Eagles lose. I think the Bears' high-powered offense is incredibly quick. I think their defense is really good. I think the Bears get that win. Then they play against the Rams at home. I think they beat the Rams. It seems to be that the Eagles have the Rams number. I'm waiting for if the Rams play the Eagles in the playoffs where the Rams might probably win. But I think when it comes to at home or in the regular season, I think the Eagles are usually much better than the Rams. Okay, so next game, we got Jaguars in London. The Eagles play the Jaguars in London. I think the Eagles lose. Yeah, I think the Jaguars are fast-paced, the type of team that the Eagles are not as good against. They know how to use the Eagles' weaknesses to their benefits. So then we have against the Panthers, all right? I think the Eagles beat the Panthers. I think the Eagles beat the Cowboys for those next two games. Then we have at Washington, Eagles win. Against the Giants, Eagles win. Okay, then there's a bye, right? And this is where the Eagles sometimes have trouble, right? Which I don't think the trouble is going to be an inconsistent downfall like, other years people were, begging on, but I do think though that Hurts will play good. I don't think it's going to be all that bad. I think you're back in the playoffs, obviously, but let's just see. How do the Eagles, how do they stack up against some of the easier teams and difficult teams? They're not going to fall off, but they're going to raise above. That's my prediction. So I think they beat the Steelers at home. They lose to the Cowboys away, and then they lose to the Cardinals away. That is my prediction. I think they split with the Cowboys, obviously. I think the Cardinals, I just see that it's not really. I just think that the Cardinals, they're going to have a comeback eventually in their team, and I just see it coming. And I think the Eagles would probably have they'd have some issues against the Cardinals. So then we have versus the Colts, Eagles win. Versus the Seahawks, all right, I think the Eagles lose. Then we have against the Texans, they win. And then at the 49ers, lose. And then at the Giants, they win. Anyway, everybody, what do you guys think? I think if we're looking at it, they're 10-7, right? 10-7. I think realistically, the Eagles are going to have a great offense, many Pro Bowlers. I don't see how they could like fall off. I mean, people are saying because of AJ Brown, they're going to have flaws. I mean, at the end of the day, AJ Brown wasn't the exact reason to why they won. It's a team sport. And I think Barkley is a better answer. And I think, honestly, Jalen Hurts is still the best player on their team. Likely so. I mean, look at the team. They have the higher upside with Jalen Hurts as QB. The upside doesn't change with Brown out. I mean, he was inconsistent the half of last season. I think Barkley was a little bit inconsistent. It's really the O line and Hurts. They got to work together. I think they're going to figure it out. Honestly, I think they'll figure it out. They'll get back to the playoffs, and I think it's going to be a pretty successful season. I think people are still going to be the naysayers, calling them out, all this stuff. But anyway, everybody, I'm your boy Owen Shapiro. I'm out. Stay cinematic.